Okay, super quick video on gauges. I'm just in the process of refurbishing my gauges to go into this beautiful GDK re-veneered dash done by Jed. There's one in there already. That was my first one, a test one. I didn't video doing this because I honestly didn't think it was going to work, to be honest. But anyway, it has, and so I thought I'd share it. So what I did was I disassembled the gauges. I bought a seal pack from this chap who was selling them on eBay, which comes with all the O-rings, but also it comes with a packing that goes inside between the bezel and the glass on the certain gauges anyway. I then stripped all the gauges down. So here's one that's in bits at the moment, this fuel gauge. I removed the insides, which isn't too bad. A couple of screws on this one, on the terminals on the back, but they're all a bit different. The bigger ones just had 3 screws. One of them had 3 screws, one of them had 2. So it's all pretty straightforward. You remove the insides, and then I lined the insides with foil tape, which is the stuff that's used on plasterboard, that sort of thing, to give as much reflective capability as possible, because the lights, I'm fitting the standard little incandescent light bulbs and not LEDs, and to be fair, they're not the brightest of things. So so I've done all of that, cleaned up and cleaned around the outsides of the gauges, and cleaned up the faces where all the tags go to locate the bezels when you put them back together. Gave it a clean round inside as well. So they're all clean. They all tested and working. Finally onto the bezels. They were all a bit sort of typical, you know, what you expect on a Stag. As an example, here we go. So, you know, paint has started to peel away because, as you probably may know, the paint on the Stag's bezels was put on to stop them from glaring, and yeah, it was just painted straight onto the original chrome bezels without any sort of treatment, so it doesn't last long, obviously, and it easily kind of scratches and chips away. Now, what I was going to do is just spray them black, satin black, but I do like the chrome line around the outside, and I thought I'd try something to see if it worked, and it certainly did. So the first thing I did was I cleaned all the bezels, cleaned off all the old paint, which, to be honest with you, just a bit of thinners in 2 minutes with a rag, and it cleans off. I then just gave them all a coat of etch primer, which hopefully will help, hopefully has helped the paint adhere for longer. And once I etch primed them, I then just gently dusted on a couple of coats of satin black, and they all look great, and I was kind of half tempted just to leave them. But then what I did was I got a couple of sheets folded over of my shop roll, as the Americans like to call it, or, you know, the paper that you use, obviously, just clean your hands. So I just folded that over, and then I held it down with some magnets, made sure it was nice and flat, and then I had some thinners left over in here, and I just literally poured enough thinners on there to create a patch big enough for the largest gauge. And I let that all sort of sit there for a minute and just spread out. I actually had a bigger piece, so I had a patch with thinners on and another patch without. And then literally all I did was, these were painted about 2 hours ago, so the paint's still relatively fresh, although I can handle them. And I then got the painted sort of satin black ring, and I just gently put it on top of this paper, and I just went like that about 2 or 3 times, and then did the same on the dry paper next to it, and got a fantastic result on all of them. All even, all the same. So here we go. So as you can see, I've done all of them there. Obviously the instrument cluster, the warning light cluster, is a slightly different profile at the top, so it's got a slightly bigger band, but it's all very matched up and looks really good. So I'm really happy with that. So there you go, just a simple thing to do, and actually no special tools required, just a bit of thinners and just a bit of tissue paper. Thank you.